Just in case I haven't made my point abundantly clear by now, Final Fantasy X is one of the worst, most annoying goddamn games I ever played in my life. The story is fucking wretched, the characters are vapid, irritating dillholes, the art and costume design are ridiculous to the point of weeping hilarity, and the plot's got holes in it you could drive a shoe puff through. And it also won a shit ton of awards from virtually every gaming website and magazine on the planet, and is one of the best-selling, most highly reviewed RPGs of all time. So of course, because I live on a planet full of mouth-breathing butt whistlers who wouldn't know a good plot to an RPG if it dick-whipped them in the goddamn eye, Square Enix granted your wish and made a sequel. Final Fantasy X-2. You could kiss my ass for starters. How about going to hell and taking this fucking game with you? Ain't nobody sticking up for this piece of shit, is there? Even fans of 10 didn't know what to make of this. I mean, what the fuck is going on here? It's just, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. There's singing and... Was anybody really expecting this after Final Fantasy X? What is with this awful, poorly translated, meaningless J-pop, and why is Yuna dancing all of a sudden, and why is Riku a main character now, and I don't even know who the hell that's supposed to be. You spend most of the game looking for new clothes to wear. I'm not even kidding. A major focus of this game is running around and finding lots of sexy outfits. It's all just really goofy, like silly kid shit with a bunch of wacky posing for no reason. And then there's this guy.
Let's go! Party! Party!
But you know what? I get it. No, really. I get what they were trying to do. Hell, I kind of admire this game in a weird way. They were trying to do something new, fresh, and unique. They were trying to inject just a little bit of fun and spirit into what had become a relatively dull, grim, formulaic, and predictable series. Up to this point, the series featured a lot of brooding, whiny, socially awkward assholes full of self-doubt, and lots of very linear storytelling, and believe me, it doesn't get much more linear than Final Fantasy X. X-2, on the other hand, is a very lighthearted adventure with proactive, enthusiastic characters, relatively strong and confident female protagonists, lots of new and upbeat music, and a big emphasis on side questing and exploration. This is basically a sandbox Final Fantasy game with days of playing time worth of side content to discover. Although the act of exploration might have been just a little bit more exciting if you actually flew the airship around Spirit to see it for yourself instead of just selecting your destination off a list. But I applaud that kind of innovation. I mean, how weird is that, right? I'm the one guy actually offering a defense for this game. In fact, if I'm being embarrassingly honest, I kinda like it. I like it better than fucking 10. At least this game had an identity. You must admit, it did put a new spin on a relatively dull, very tired, very predictable series. Granted, it didn't work here, like, at all, to the point that even hardcore fans have completely rejected this game. But I think I know why. No, well, yes, kind of. This is really the scene that caused almost everyone to turn their consoles off in disgust immediately. It's the first thing we see in this game, and it's all just... Oh god, this is stupid. I mean, what the fuck is that thing? Why is the stage some kind of techno force field head, grinning, drumming, Buddha-looking thing? And the song is annoying, the lyrics don't make any sense, and it's that kind of horrible song that gets stuck in your head for weeks. And are we playing a ditzy pop music singer in this game? Because that doesn't really sound like Final Fantasy. It sounds like bullshit. It sounds like Britney's dance beat. And fuck that. But more than that, the game's just all way too girly and Charlie's Angels, and there's dress spheres, and I don't even know what the fuck Hypelos are, and there's a ton of side quests, and it's pop music, and Yuna runs like a girl, and you have to dress like a Moogle, and there's a shitload of fan service. If you look at it from a fan standpoint, this just isn't a Final Fantasy game because they change too much. Again, I like change, I like innovation, but when you change too much, it becomes unrecognizable as a game in the series, and people get mad. When you go overboard trying to reinvent Final Fantasy, it stops being innovation and becomes, well,
Betrayal!
What?
Betrayal!
Uh-huh. You see, are we starting to understand each other just a little bit by now? Now, before you start thinking I'm going soft on this game, oh, it sucks. Believe me, it sucks the shit ring off my toilet, but despite what I said, it's not really about playing dress-up. It's really about finding— No! No! Not him! Damn it, not fucking Titus! Fuck that shit pistol! I hate Titus! Anyone with a working gag reflex hated that whiny fudge plumber, and now the whole game is spent trying to get him back? No! What kind of fucking incentive is that, bringing back Titus? That's like entering a costume contest where the winner gets a fucking tetanus shot. I am not very fucking motivated here, people. So, you know what they added in a desperate attempt to hold your interest? Fan service. Lots of fucking fan service. And what, you may ask, is fan service?
Oh, yeah, that's the spot. Oh, right there. Yes, don't stop.
For now, let's just say a major part of this game is putting the girls in sexy, revealing outfits. Yuna goes from wearing very conservative clothes in the last game to a short skirt dress when she's singing, and her default costume includes boy shorts. But even that seems mild and modest compared to Riku, who's barely wearing anything at all except for a bikini top and a micro miniskirt with visible thong. But at least for modesty's sake, she's wearing a scarf? I call slut, but at least this fan service is really covering all the bases. I mean, there's variety if nothing else. We've got the slutty Lolita jailbait, the demure but bi-curious sheltered girl. But you know, I really like the dark, brooding goth chicks. Girls who wear all leather, have a lot of self-doubt, don't say much and mope all the time. If only there was a female version of Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, but with big titties so I could harbor secret fuck fantasies about him, but without it being gay.
It's a little late to be bringing that up.
Viva Rule 63! She's even got a pretentious emo name, Pain. I can almost hear the Evanescence playing whenever she's on camera. Okay, so the game starts off with Yuna giving a pop concert. Riku and Pain immediately jump the stage with swords and attempt to kill everybody, and at least this I can get behind because this music is a diabolical atrocity that must be stopped at once by any means necessary.
Want in on this number? Then show me your moves.
I love how Yuna just completely disregards the two Amazons gruesomely slaughtering her backup dancers with medieval weaponry. She just turns her back on them and shakes her ass. I mean, okay, I know it's not really Yuna, but Jesus, people are getting cut in half up here. Not even Gwar goes as far as outright murder. Usually. Once you've murdered her backup dancers, fake Yuna runs outside while her stereotyped goons run interference, and finally we meet the real Yuna, who's ditched her summoner staff for a pair of handguns, making her the first sensible protagonist in the history of this frigging series since Laguna carried a rifle. It's worth noting, though, that she hits absolutely nothing with this little stunt before they all strike a triumphant Power Rangers pose. Oh my god, this is so cheesy. Quite a long way from the traditional kimono she wore before, and her previous characterization as a kind, demure religious caregiver with a tragic fate. But is this huge change in outfit and characterization because of the radical cultural shift in spirit because of the exposure of Yevon as a maniacal, genocidal cult run by the undead bent on world domination? Or just because Japanese perverts wanted to see some cleavage and her cute ass in boy shorts? Good question. The answer is yes. Speaking of cleavage, check this shit out. The fake Yuna is revealed to be someone named LeBlanc in some kind of holographic disguise.
You give us back Uni's garment grid right now!
Very well, it's yours.
Her true form is that of... You know, I don't even know how to describe it. An exotic fan dancer with a plunging neckline that plunges so far, you can see her thong. A lot of double-sided tape went into this outfit. So here's what drives the story and the combat in Final Fantasy X-2, the dress spheres. It's some kind of ancient holographic technology that allows the girls to change clothes in a very elaborate flowery transformation sequence. Each outfit you get grants a different set of powers which work like jobs from earlier Final Fantasy games. Yuna now has the Songstress dress sphere, which lets you do exotic dances that cause status effects on monsters like blindness.
This is a little embarrassing.
Yes. She dances so poorly it causes people to go blind. Who could possibly do a dance so horrifying it blinds people? Oh god, no! Why do I ask these questions? Why, French Conehead? Keep your thong on! My eyes! God! Oh, back to the game. Man, this dress sphere thing, I just don't get any of this. It doesn't make any sense. And why is this even a fight? LeBlanc's fighting 1-on-3 against people armed with swords and firearms. And a microphone. I don't know. She's wielding a fucking fan! And why did she give the garment grid back to Yuna if she was just planning on killing her anyway? And why did LeBlanc steal the garment grid in the first place? To do a concert? To look like Yuna? Why does the garment grid change LeBlanc's physical appearance to look exactly like Yuna? And how did LeBlanc know it does that when every other time it's used for anyone else, it just changes your clothes? And it somehow creates firearms, robot suits, and 40-pound buster swords out of thin air. I mean, it can do that? How? This garment grid thing bugs the shit out of me because it's one of those things I'm just supposed to accept blindly without any explanation, and I need one. What are the garment grids, like a science or magic or what? Why does changing clothes grant me completely different skill sets and or magic powers? Why do I forget how to use a sword or forget how to use black magic just because I happen to have changed clothes? What, does the dress sphere completely rewrite your brain chemistry like in the Matrix? Well, it certainly seems to when Yuna starts dancing uncontrollably. Wouldn't that scare the shit out of you?
That can happen when you use the garment grid. The emotions of the person recorded in the sphere pass to the user.
Isn't that dangerous?
I can't really say.
But it's your invention.
Alright, wait, I don't get this. So the kid invented the garment grid and spheres contain emotions? Okay, how? Why? What are spheres anyway? I mean, what's their function? What are they made of? And how were they recorded? And with what? And how do they contain emotions? How is that even possible? And the kid's name is Shinra? As in Shinra from Final Fantasy VII? But that's impossible. I mean, aren't they completely different stories? Right? Okay, but if they are in the same continuity, does that make Final Fantasy X-2 a prequel to 7? Why? And what does that accomplish? And what? Okay, if Shinra invented the garment